Look at him. Betty, if I'm hot, stick your tongue out. Hey. Testing. What is up, you guys? So I am getting ready right now with Bentley. I'm going to film some footage for my dance team because that's what I do. And I decided, since I'm getting ready, I'm going to try my best to film, even though I honestly, it's not that I don't want to film, I'm being completely honest, I just lost a lot of my confidence as far as like filming. I'm not saying that to get pity or anything. I'm literally just trying something new. I really want to still utilize my YouTube channel. I initially intended for it to like, you know, make cool videos, like vlogs, and help you guys with stuff, but I'm honestly at a place in my life right now where I'm just really trying to work on my mental health and my confidence to even put videos back up. Yeah, I'm going through a lot of things, but I guess this is gonna be more so like a life update for you guys. It's more so for me, so that I could look back on this, because I'm hoping and praying and trusting that I will get through it, because it's just kind of, you know, a harder season for me. I don't know if I don't know, it's hard for me to talk about this stuff because I've never really opened up to a lot of people about this. You know, pretty much most of my, I don't know if it's adolescent or my early adulthood, so I'd say from 19 to 24, which is how old I am, I've been dependent on Adderall, because I'm trying not to identify myself as someone with ADHD, but that's just kind of what it is. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and that's the medicine that I've been really dependent on these past few years to help me. I made the decision this year to quit. Today is November 13, and I haven't taken it, I want to say almost a month, if not the month exactly. So it's been a good month, and I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to relapse. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm pretty confident I'm not going to go back, because the beginning of the pandemic, I want to say, I attempted to go off of it, but at the time I was working my other job and I literally could not afford to quit because my job wouldn't have gotten done. But I might go into it in more detail if I know how to find the right words, but I almost wish I just let it happen. I ended up getting fired from my last job. I'm not gonna say what company it is. I'm sure some of you guys might know if you follow me like that, or if you know me. But it was a really cool job that I had. I'm actually really at peace with that, because although it was super cool, I freaking hated it. And it wasn't the people or anything, it was just, I was not meant to do those tasks, and there were no other places within the company that I could move to. So it was just kind of like they had to let me go because I wasn't, you know, performing, and that's totally fine. I'm blessed to say that I do have another job. It's just as hard, but I feel like the work that I'm doing is more in line with what I actually genuinely like to do without medication. All that to say, I officially quit Adderall, I want to say around September. But since I had that job and I was trying to stay afloat, I would still take it like once a week. It took me getting to a rock bottom, and I was just like, I can't live my life like this, because say I got promoted and all this stuff, I just saw myself going down that pattern of taking more and more Adderall just to keep my job. And I'm like, I know that's what it's for. People with ADHD, you're kind of meant to be dependent on it, but something deep inside me just told me that this is not the life that I wanted to live. I think what happened was in college, I started taking it thinking it would just help me get through college, and it was like a slippery slope to where I just got so dependent. I relied on it to do my job, to do chores, like clean my house, this and that, and I didn't know how to do tasks without it. When I envision the best version of myself, it's not dependent on anything, it's just me. I guess my rock bottom, to go kind of into that, is there was a few nights this year where I didn't sleep for days. Again, I'm trying to be careful what I say because I don't want it to seep into my subconscious, but I've been having more anxious episodes more than ever in my life. It's gotten to a point where I can't sleep, and I'll take like 15-20 milligrams of melatonin, and that's so bad, and even then I wouldn't even like get any good REM sleep. So I need to get rest, and I just knew the Adderall wasn't helping at all. And luckily now, you guys, it's only been a month or so, but I've been having, I wouldn't say the best sleep, but I've been sleeping. Like, I haven't been waking up in the middle of the night, you know, knock on wood. This has been the hardest season of my life because it's just a lot of change. And sorry, I keep on like going back and forth, but kind of what I said before, I did attempt to quit Adderall a year ago, but I went about it the wrong way. I went cold turkey and I didn't tell anybody, and I ended up gaining a lot of weight, and yeah, I still ended up getting back on it, and that was not helpful. But now, you guys, I have a therapist that I see every week. She knows, she supports what I'm doing. You know, she's not someone that's pushing me to take my medicine, because I tried to see a few different, you know, healthcare, I don't know what the word is, not kind of like doctors, but a few people about, you know, my issues, and a lot of them were just telling me to just keep on taking it every day, which obviously, you know, kind of makes sense, but I'm like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to take it every day. And finally I found a therapist that supports the fact that I don't want to be dependent on it. So I check in with her. My mom knows what I'm going through. I didn't even tell her a year ago that this was the issue. Even before I went on Adderall, you guys, my mom was so against it because she knew that this was gonna happen, but you know, she couldn't, all she could do was express her feelings, and you know, it's my body, so I ended up doing what I had to do. But you know, I hate to say it, but I almost wish I had just listened to her because I can't help but wonder like what my life would have been like had I not went through these past few years dependent on it. But you know, I can't change the past, and I still trust that, you know, God has a plan and everything happens for a reason. Even though I don't really know what that is right now, because it's hard to be positive when I'm literally going through withdrawals every day. But every day is getting somewhat better, but at the same time it's just like a roller coaster, because I'll have really good days and I'll have really bad days. I've had a mental breakdown in front of my new boss, and it's not even been a month in. I've been feeling more anxious. I'm not an anxious person, I'm trying not to say that, but I've been having a lot more mini, I guess you would call it mini anxiety attacks, where I just like can't, and I just have to cry and just let it all out. But I think that's just my way of processing. I'm just going through a breakup within myself. The version of me, you know, on Adderall is dead, and now I'm kind of being reborn, and I'm experiencing a whole new version of myself that I haven't visited in a while. It comes with a lot of feelings. The things that make me happy the most recently is when I have been accomplishing tasks every day, not on my medicine. I think that's one of the most motivating things. I created this belief, this identity that I needed to be on that medication to even complete tasks, and I know that's not true now, but that really was what I thought for a long time, because I had to take it under every circumstance, you know, going out, socializing, cleaning, like all that stuff. But I know I could do all those things without it. You know, it just may be or it just may feel a little harder, but I know I'll get to a place where it doesn't feel as hard. It's just I gotta trust the process, which is easier said than done. Even though I'm going through it, it's the path that I need to take. So it just sucks because I do feel like I'm going through this alone, which is another reason why I really want to document this, because I know that someone out of the billions of people on this earth, someone can relate to this. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at for the most part. I guess like the main things is I did end up getting a job, you guys. Like honestly, if it wasn't for my family, I don't know if I would have even been able to get a job, because they pushed me to do it. My whole thing after I got fired was like, I just want to not work and just quit everything. Like, I'm in a dance team, I want to quit that. I honestly still, I don't mean this, I'm being so honest, I honestly do want to quit it still, not because I don't love it, because I really want to just focus on my mental health, because I feel like it would be better if I just got rid of something else. But in a way, I'm seeing it now, like my dancing, it's my escape from work, because I feel like if I only had work, you know, like I at least have dance, and I have like, you know, a community and my friends that I see through dance that actually have my best interest. So I don't know if it's just me being lazy or if I'm just, I don't know, because I'm the videographer for them and I do a lot of their social media, so it's like another job, unfortunately, but I did sign up for that. But it's just hard. Like even right now, it's like a Saturday, and you know, not to say I don't love the things that I do with them, because I do, but it's like when you're going through something like this, it's like I just feel so overwhelmed easily, and I'm trying not to get to a breaking point. But I feel like the things that I'm doing to cope has helped like getting a therapist, and I started seeing a personal trainer, so that's been helpful. But in a way, like, that also gives me anxiety sometimes, but it's the only way for me to work out because I am not self-motivated right now. Like, if I didn't have someone to keep me accountable, I literally would not even go, and that would be worse because I know from my past attempt of quitting, I gained a lot of weight. I had no boundaries of what I was eating, and honestly, you guys, that's kind of what's happening again. If you can see, I'm breaking out, and I haven't even looked at the scale because I'm afraid, because I look like a crackhead. I'm afraid, and I know what it's gonna say. It's gonna say I gained a lot of weight. So that's another thing that's stressing me out, but I'm just trying my best to just take it one day and one thing at a time. You know, throughout the day, I'll like complete all these tasks, and it takes up a lot of my energy, and I'll tell myself like, I deserve to eat this, but really it's not helping at all with the process. It's just giving me that temporary instant gratification when I need to be healing my body with healthy foods, and that's definitely not what I'm doing. So that's definitely something that I need to work on. But again, you guys, it's like my first month, so I'm trying to be kinder to myself, but at the same time I really need to prioritize my health. So it's always hard for me, at least, to find that balance, but I'm getting there. I think the hardest part is to make the decision to really quit. I have my pills in my apartment, so I have access to it, but yet I haven't felt the urge to even take one. So I think that's the hardest part, because before I was always trying to quit, or I always had the intention, but I kept on taking it like once a week or every other week, which is fine, but it was just that cycle. I feel like I finally ended the cycle, so I'm really proud of myself for that. But yeah, it's not easy, and if you are watching this and you're going through what I'm going through, please let me know. DM me, because I feel so alone. I don't know if I'm gonna put that in there, but I do. But I know that everything is gonna come out. I'm gonna come out so much stronger. Ooh, I'm not alone, because I have my family, I have my therapist, I have Bentley here, and I do have friends that know, but it's like they're not going through it, so they could only, you know, they have my best interests, but it's just different, which is why I want to film and talk about it. I would love to know if someone else out there is going through this, because you're not alone. And we're gonna get through this together. I'll get through it, period. It just ever since quitting, I've been feeling so much more, like I said, anxious. I've been crying more, but it's not because I'm sad. I think it's just because I'm feeling a lot. And what my therapist said is that it's because my camera's gonna die soon, guys. Hopefully it doesn't die. But basically my therapist said it's because like my medicine pretty much numbs me these past few years. So it's like my body is finally processing and catching up, and I'm just literally going through a whole, I guess you would call it, withdrawal phase. Alright y'all, so I'm back. I'm just finishing up my makeup. I had to charge my camera, but I feel better. I had a minute to process my emotions. It's not that I wasn't present these past few years on the medication, it's just that, you know, it was like a different time. I'm not going to continue to live my life in that way anymore, so it's like I'm relearning how to do everything. From dancing to working out, like it's a different feeling. Whenever you take Adderall, speaking for myself, it's easier to work out versus when you're not on it. I guess another reason why I did decide to quit is because it was getting to that point where one may argue like I probably had to just switch medications or something, but it's like I would get work done, I would work out, but it was just so draining and I felt super numb at the end of the day. And it's like I almost felt like every time I would take it, I just felt like I was killing my body. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just didn't feel right. If I've learned anything in my 23 years, even though that's not a lot, all I know is that I have to trust my intuition and my gut, and my gut and intuition were telling me to not take this shit anymore. So I'm sticking to that. I'm not gonna go back, and in the rare event that I do, I'm gonna be patient with myself and know that, you know, if anything, refer back to this video and know that ultimately what I want is to not be on it. But it's a struggle, and it is addiction, to be honest, that I'm kind of going through. It's not easy to get, it's like you're, sorry guys, I can't articulate my words. Even talking, you guys, talking on when you're not on Adderall is different for me too, because I know, like, I need to stop. I don't know, I can't help but think, like, what are people gonna think if I post this video? But it's just, I need to get over that, because people will judge me regardless, and I'm not doing that for them. I'm doing this for me and for those who want to hear my story and who are going through a similar situation or just don't want to feel alone. So I'm gonna stop trying to be so perfect when I talk, because I can't please everyone. To keep myself accountable, I really want to give an update as often as I can, if at minimum once a month for the next year. That'd be nice, just because I know for a fact I'm gonna be in such a different place mentally, physically a year from now because of this process. And the things that have been helping me through this, I tell myself that maybe crying or I may be upset now, but these are feelings, and feelings are temporary and they'll go, so I'll get past it. I have a checklist now that I really try to check everything off the list. It was a lot harder in the very beginning to get those things done, but I feel like every day I'm getting more things done off of my list, so that's amazing. And it just kind of goes to show that I can do this without Adderall. I'm really learning how to project my ideas in my head and putting them out in the real world, because that was a really big issue. I have amazing ideas, but I would not be able to put them out. Like, I didn't know how to. It's like when you think of a picture and you draw it. I couldn't do that, when naturally I feel like I was gifted in that department. Like, at a really young age, I loved drawing, something that I was often complimented on. When I started taking Adderall, it really inhibited me from being creative. You know, now, even though I'm experiencing a wave of emotions, I'm also experiencing a wave of creativity. I'm editing more now, I'm trying, so I feel like that's amazing. Oh, I started to feel my eyes are welling up. But yeah, I think it's important to remind myself, like, to be very proud. And sorry, this is gonna be so uncomfortable to watch if I do post this, but I want to be as authentic as I can, because this is real life and this is what I'm really going through. And again, someone is going through this too, so this is a journey of healing. And I don't know where I saw this from, but I resonate with it deeply. But people who have accomplished this, who have beaten this addiction, it's like a breakup. I'm just healing from this time in my life so that I could move on and I don't have to live like that anymore. I really appreciate you guys, and if you somehow found, you know, my channel through this video, let me know. I'm really curious to see if the algorithm is helping me at all, or helping you guys connect the dots. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye and God bless.